This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jake, the Offensive Gamer, and this is Sherlock Crimes and Punishments Part 5, and this is the second case, the riddle on the rails, and, yeah.
This is where I keep my post.
That's just about everything I have to say on that. I'm gonna go ahead and look around the office for a couple of minutes, just to see if there's anything. Oh, no. Alright, let's try this. Oh, God! Damn it! Do you ever leave your house, lady? I know that I'm sure you don't have anybody who, like, actually enjoys speaking to you, but honestly. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to first-person mode for this case. I just want to see how it is. Honestly, I feel like the graphics just look a lot better for some reason in first-person mode. I know they don't. There's no change in graphical fidelity whatsoever, but it just, to me, it looks prettier. For some reason, like, I feel as though that you know, it just gives a better focus on those graphics as opposed to, you know, this feels like it's focusing more on Sherlock and it doesn't really pay attention to the lighting effects and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyway, let me go ahead and call that cab.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Alright, we can go ahead and open the casebook and see if there's anything new. Alright, a late-night railway station, an incoming train, an impossible riddle. Holmes and Watson's return from holiday evolves into a tale of intrigue. It's, quite the description there. Solve the mystery of the vanished train. That's all we really have to go off of right now, but, I gotta say, already I'm kind of feeling a, what do you call it? An omen or something like that. Just the feeling that this one is going to be far better than the prior case. Anyway.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
By the way, I almost forgot. Yeah, there was that note that I just came across. I briefly went into this case hardly even 5 minutes in. I'm just, like, this is right here. This is where I'm starting up again. I just wanted to make sure that it was running well and there was no issues. But, yeah, I did pick up that note accidentally, so I'll go ahead and read it here. It's basically recapping what happened in the prior case. A harpooner's revenge. The grotesque murder of the former Captain Peter Carey, known in private as Black Peter, has been resolved. The evidence that Scotland Yard has received from a trustworthy source was more than sufficient to conclude that the murderer of Peter Carey was Pablo Coventrow, one of Carey's former harpooners. However, lawful justice could not be rewarded. Coventrow was found dead of natural causes, possibly from his remorse at committing such a terrible crime. Yep, he committed a very natural suicide. Okay. I guess this is like the waiting room or something. Waiting hall, excuse me.
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Fine then. Jeez. Somebody's being a little asshole right now. We gotta do this. Maybe I want to do something else. No, we gotta do this. Why did I just press F? What is this? Imagination talents helps you visualize objects and events.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual.
So I guess that's like the alternate to, or not alternate, but it's like an asset or an addition to focus, I suppose.
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
Alright then. You know something, speaking of focus, I've been noticing, I remember in the very first video of this I did, I was talking about how I felt like it was going to be kind of cheating, or not cheating, but just it just makes things way easier on you than it should, but it's actually kind of a requirement as opposed to like an optional thing. It's like there are certain like required bits of evidence that are necessary, that need the focus, and that's the only way. That's not focus. It's T. That need that focus to be able to find it. So in a way, and it doesn't like help you find other bits of evidence. So I guess it's different than what I initially anticipated it to be. So I actually do appreciate that, and I rescind my complaint I made in the first video.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Let's examine this old son of a bitch. Alright, dude. What you got going on? What, his hat? No. His full gray hair. So now we know he's old, because we didn't know that beforehand. Honorary badge. Is there a watch? No? Okay. Let's see. Spots of earth. And he's married. Good for him.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Alright, so there's...
See you later, my good man.
So there's one pinned inside the waiting hall, as he said. All right, first of all, okay, so we got two new tasks. Find more information about the vanished train and locate a map of the surrounding area. It would be useful for the investigation. So, he said in the waiting hall. So, in here somewhere. So, in here. God damn it. Doesn't look like it. Oh, looks like a map. Yeah, okay. There we go.
This map will be useful.
Also, I think there was a character bio I could read. So I'll take a look at that in a second. Okay. This man is in his 60s, and he has been married for a long time. Jesus Christ, he's an old 60-year-old man. Jesus Christ. I said Jesus Christ twice. It was just kind of like a sandwich of Jesus Christ. I said that, then one statement, and I said Jesus Christ again. Wow. Alright, the fresh spots of earth upon his sleeves reveal passion for gardening. His badge of honorable station master reveals that he is a long-standing employee. All of this demonstrates his desire to live a quiet and stable life. Alright, he also said in his office, I'm not really sure where the office is. Probably not in the warehouse. Though I will take a look at the warehouse soon. Left luggage. I doubt it, but yeah.
Railway post bags.
So, not really anything of consequence in there. Maybe it's in here? Probably is. Ticket office, yep. I want to look around the entire place first.
A telegraph.
Good observation. Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson is located at Bridlington Station.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Alright. And this is the train composition that he was talking about.
Here is the train set.
Alright, so I think we have what we need out of this office. So let's go looking around a little bit more. So there's the warehouse, and there's something up there.
This part is probably from a locomotive. An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station.
Alright. Interesting.
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
I agree. It is most odd. Ooh, what's this? Wheel traces? Heavy vehicle traces.
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
The fuck?
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
I'm confused.
Nothing
what the hell is that?
here. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
Alright, so there was some sort of not locomotive, but like a carriage or something, I suppose. It was 6 feet 7 inches wide.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
Okay, so we should probably go ahead and go talk to that guy. Alright, there's a disassembled warehouse near Evesham, and deep traces left by a large truck with a base of around 6 feet 7 inches that was most likely transporting materials. Alright, we should go, yeah, we should definitely go talk to the old guy about this. Just because he probably has something to tell me about it.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private, and it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few 100 feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
So they stole railway parts? What, like tracks like that? Weird. Okay, so find out what the special wagon was carrying and retrieve information about passengers that were present at the night train. Okay, so Bridlington, pretty far up. Okay, so the train was delayed. The Evesham station master received a message informing of the train's delay due to some issues with passengers at Bridlington Station. Alright, so let's go ahead and travel to Bridlington. Because I feel like I've gone through just about everything in that, at that station we were just at, the Evesham Station. Right, so let's see, what do we have here? Train vanished with people, no traces. Really? Alright. Fuck it. You know, there was mention of that big wagon, or not wagon, but it was a big builder, you know, cab of some sort, something like that, so, no? Alright, well then, in that case, never mind.
Railway post bags.
Thanks for nothing. Alright.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Alright, let's read you out, buddy. Alright, so work clothes. Cheap ticket. He's married. And he has rough skin. Okay, so he's probably like some sort of labor worker. And he doesn't have a lot of money, clearly, so there's that.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night, I were on the train, as usual, with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid, and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
That's right, goodbye. Angry passenger. By this passenger's hands and clothes, he appears to be a specialized worker. He has no baggage and is alone. He is not traveling nor on vacation with his wife. He takes the train on a daily basis to get to work and back. In this event, he should be accustomed with the railway and be familiar with the stations and his regular fellow passengers. Alright. Well, aren't you king shit? Oh, that was Mr. Robinson. Well, hello there, sir. I need to talk to you.
Sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Is that Australian? Yeah, an Australian hat. Thought so. Ugly, disgustingly stupid-looking, expensive clothing. Heavy gold ring. And crocodile skin shoes. Think you might be compensating for something, buddy.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barkazis company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see.
Somehow I don't believe that.
I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damned train.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
Just doing his job.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barkazis Chilean company.
Okay. Wrong thing. So, fat guy. Alright, Robinson is a wealthy man who holds a high position in society, clearly indicated by his expensive clothes and his golden ring. His Australian hat and crocodile shoes may allow us to deduce that he is a foreigner who traveled to England. Most likely he is here due to a business trip. And we have more deductions. Alright. So, the Chilean stayed on the train. All passengers were removed from the train except for the directors of the Chilean Barkazis company. They were only passengers on the train after Bridlington Station. But at the same time, the train vanished with everyone. So, I think that these two go together. Shocker. Alright, the Chileans staying on the train was just a coincidence. The train conductor overlooked them. Or the directors of the Chilean Barkazis company were intentionally left on the train and the controller removed all passengers from the train except for the Chileans. Honestly, I think it has more to do with this. I don't believe it's an accident. Just don't. Things are just too weird right now. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and get off now. Okay. Maybe we can go talk to the young guy. Turn on the... I need to turn on the focus, it seems. There's a gap in the floor and a sheet of paper, apparently.
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
Insurance organized by Thomas L. Robinson for his prototype called the Autonomous Electricity Generator. The policy partially covers the loss of the prototype up to 50% of its value. Maximum cover amount is £15,000. Insurance duration is 1 year and is renewable. Huh.
A telegraph.
Alright.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Okay, let's go ahead and read them first. Young age. Yeah, okay. Clean clothes. Instructions. Oh, okay, so this guy's fairly green to the job in general. So he's young, has instructions, all that. He's yeah, he probably hasn't been doing the job for more than, you know, a year, maybe. Even then, that's pretty much, that's a stretch. Probably a couple of months. And ink smudges.
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with 2 furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Rookie Station Master.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Yeah, pretty much just a bunch of nonsense. Alright, the station master, the station master of Bridlington is fairly young. He tries to keep his uniform clean, and he is attentive to his duties. Fresh ink stains upon the fingers of his right hand indicate that this young man has been writing a great deal. It seems that he has almost completed his education, and this is his first serious position. Alright, so the Chesterfield Report, the station master's report about the vanished train was full of errors and barely readable. It is hard to understand if he confirmed that the train passed through the station or not. And we have a new place to go to. We still got some more stuff to go through here. First of all, would be the insurance policy.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
I see that you kept your gripsack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
Okay, So, examine Robinson's luggage at Bridlington left luggage room.